One of my favorite things about downward dog is that it's everything. It's a standing pose, it's an inversion, it's an arm balance, it's a forward bend, and it's a back bend. So there's a lot going on. I'm going to do some variations with my friends with some props that are going to help them in sort of their weaknesses in the pose or their blind spots in the pose so that they can actually find some change. So I'm going to start with Danon because this is a really common thing in classes. So go ahead and just come into a downward dog and let's show them at home. And at home, watch with us and try these variations. So Danon is restricted in his shoulders. And so he ends up not having a lot of space to actually go back into the pose. He's collapsing a little bit in the shoulders, he's collapsing a little bit in the wrists, and he's just struggling in the pose. He's also lacking some of the external rotation that's required at this degree of flexion. So come on up, Danon. I'm not even really going to talk about the hamstrings and the flexibility either. That's a whole other thing, but this will help with that as well. Okay. So he's going to take 2 blocks, put them about shoulder distance apart. I'm just putting them at the wall so they don't slide. And so what we're doing now, excellent, he now has more space. He basically has a longer arm, and so he doesn't have as much load on the shoulders. He can start to do some of the work in the pose. And as you can see, he got into a little bit more hip flexion because it just took the whole pose and tilted it back on its side.